AI technology is already changing lives, and not always for the better. Some are using AI to create pornographic images of people without their consent, and sometimes the victims are children.
This is already happening here in Florida, including right here in the Bay Area. 8 on Your Side investigator Brittany Muller joins us now with the disturbing story.
That's right, Keith and Jen. This is already happening. You might be shocked to hear that in the state of Florida and at the federal level, there are no laws to protect victims. So we asked legislators and law enforcement what they're doing to combat the outbreak of AI images that uses the face of real children and teens and put them on artificially generated explicit images. A third-grade science teacher at Beacon Christian Academy in Newport Richey arrested for possessing child porn. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office says those are the charges that landed Stephen Hauser in jail.
There were other things that were AI generated, erotica, and from a federal level or state level, there's no crime against it.
Sheriff Chris Nacco is even more concerned about Hauser admitting to using yearbook photos of 3 students to generate porn with the use of AI.
It's not only the fact that they have this, but eventually they act on this. And that's where we're trying to prevent.
The way the statute is, this particular incident is not considered a crime, but I believe it is. And we're going to protect, we have a duty to protect our kids.
A few states have passed legislation specifically to combat sexually explicit AI images of minors. But Congressman Gus Bilirakis and Sheriff Nacco believe something needs to be done at the federal level.
But we have a duty as legislators to close these loopholes.
I sat down with Congressman Bilirakis to bring statewide AI-generated pornography cases to his attention. This is disturbing, is it not?
It's disturbing. It's just awful. A third-grade teacher.
Bilirakis says he has legislation that would hold big tech accountable while protecting minors.
My photo and my face was used without my consent.
Male students at a South Florida private school suspended. Police say the boys at Pinecrest Cove Academy in Miami misused artificial intelligence technology to create nude photos of their classmates, including this girl who did not want to show her face on camera after what happened to her.
It makes me feel violated. I feel taken advantage, and I feel used.
Another one of the victim's parents believes the boys responsible should face more than just a 10-day suspension.
We want these boys to be expelled from the school. Our daughters do not feel comfortable walking the same hallways with these boys who use their images in very inappropriate ways on a nude AI generator app.
The boys aren't facing any criminal charges because, as the law stands, it's not illegal in the state of Florida because they aren't considered real images.
I think that's something that we oftentimes see where technology moves so fast across all sectors of tech. The laws and legislation are continually having to catch up.
The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children is at the forefront of protecting kids from online sexual exploitation and abuse. Last year, its cyber tip line received 4,700 reports of child sexual abuse material related to generative AI. What would you say to the parents of those boys? Because this is very serious, and maybe they don't know how serious this actually is.
They need to be held accountable. Now, I'm doing a COSA bill, Kids Online Safety Bill, and it's moving pretty fast through the House and the Senate, and I think it'll become law to protect these kids.
The Kids Online Safety Act has bipartisan support with more than 65 Senate co-sponsors. And what's the timeline on that legislation?
We feel that we can get something done by the end of the year.
The FBI even issuing a warning about bad actors manipulating photos and videos using AI technology.
There's a lot of good people out there trying to protect children. Unfortunately, there's a large percentage of bad people out there that are going to prey on these kids. And so they find the loopholes, they find different ways, and that's why, using AI, this is what people should be really scared about.
And the victims are scared, knowing someone could pull an image of them online and generate an inappropriate and dangerous image of them. How big of a problem is this?
It's just going to get bigger. The problem is going to continue to get bigger. Unfortunately, we cannot allow it to be normalized.
This has impacted celebrities like Taylor Swift as well as politicians. But again, authorities warn that predators can now use AI to create pornographic images of anyone who has a photo of themselves posted online. That's including your kids and your grandchildren.
And this is the thing, you kind of mentioned it in your story. There is some legislation. I mean, the wheels turn slowly in this, are struggling to keep up with the technology, but there is some legislation on the way.
Jen, that is exactly right. And it is a new proposed federal law called COSA, and that would make such images illegal. The U.S. Senate passed their version of the bill last week with broad bipartisan support, and President Biden has said he will sign it if it passes in both houses. Now it's really up to the House of Representatives to vote on COSA.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.